What is going on, guys? My name is Dustin. Welcome back to the channel, and it is the end of the month, so you know what that means. It is time for the physical media roundup for the month of April, and to be honest with you, it was pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and get into everything. I have about 20 titles roughly, and then also 3 books, which I think I'm going to do first because I've been on a massive reading kick lately, and yeah, I kind of want to just talk about it. Here, guys, like I said, I have 3 books that I want to show you. Well, 2 books and a graphic novel. I'm a big fan of graphic novels. I actually have a decent collection. If you ever want to see a video on that, I can do it. But first up, we have The Lovely Bones. Now, this is a movie that I love. I don't own it, but I want to. And I was telling my wife I wanted to rewatch it. And she was like, but you have to read the book first. And I think I'm only like 4 chapters in. I just started reading it recently. And yeah, I'm hooked. I've literally sat down. I try to read like a couple chapters a day if I can. But yeah, The Lovely Bones. Great movie, and the book has the most intense first chapter in a book I've ever read. And then, being a fan of horror and of Stephen King, one of my favorite Stephen King movies is Pet Sematary. And I have watched the original Pet Sematary movie numerous times. I've never read the book. So I'm really excited because Stephen King definitely, is a different writing style. Not different writing style, but he puts stuff in books that they can't put in movies. So I'm really curious about this. And I think after I read it, I'm going to go back and watch the original movie. The remake was okay. I saw it in the theaters, but yeah, I love the original Pet Sematary, so I had to get the book. And then for the graphic novel, this has been on my radar for probably about 2 years now, and I just so happened to find it out in person and didn't have to buy it online, and that is Batman the Three Jokers. The Joker is my favorite villain, and this is one that I've wanted to read for quite some time, so super happy to have it, and it's hardback, beautiful artwork. But yeah, that's it for the books. Now we're going to go into a large stack of movies, and I mean, it's large. Like, there's a lot. Only a couple 4Ks, but I am happy to announce, though, that my Walmart finally got the $5 Steelbooks in, so you're going to see a few of those in here as well. So starting it off, this was a movie that I picked up in March, but I forgot to show it in the March Roundup, so I'm going to show you now. And that is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Super cute movie. I really liked it. It was a ton of fun. My son loved it. My wife loved it. We had a really good time with this. My son was actually just rewatching this today. But yeah, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish on Blu-ray. The animation style in this movie is amazing. Loved it. So now we're kicking into everything that was picked up in April. Again, this was for March. Now we're getting into everything that is in April. And one of the things that I was most excited about when it came out was this, Rick and Morty Season 6. I love Rick and Morty. It is probably my favorite animated show of all time, and I have all the other seasons on Blu-ray, so I had to get Season 6. Kind of sad that they didn't do the digital with it this time, but it is what it is. Rick and Morty Season 6. Love it or hate it. I don't know. I liked it, and I thought Season 6 was pretty good. I kept up with it on Adult Swim. Next up, we have a 4K title. This was a gift from my wife. She actually put together an Easter basket for me, and this was one of the things in it, and she picked it out because it was a movie she wanted to watch, and that is Plane on 4K. And let me tell you something. I have heard very mixed things about this movie on the internet, but after watching it with my wife, I really liked it. It was a really good movie, done super well, and it's a movie that I will watch again because I just really liked it. So yeah, we got Plane on 4K. Next up, some of these were from Best Buy. I went to Best Buy and managed to pick up some stuff. So for those of you who don't know, I don't have a Best Buy near me. So when my wife do get to travel to that town, or that city rather, I like to go. So First and foremost, I picked up Willy's Wonderland. Now, I picked this up with my son in mind because my son is a massive Five Nights at Freddy's geek, basically. He knows all the lore, he keeps up with all the games, he keeps up with just everything, and he's really excited for the movie that we're getting in October. So because I wanted to get him excited for that, I picked up Willy's Wonderland starring Nick Cage, and I can tell you this is one of the most Nick Cage performances you'll ever see. He does not say a single word the entire movie. He's just a badass who kicks the crap out of animatronics, and I don't know, I found it to be a pretty good time, and he really enjoyed it too. He picked up on a lot of things that were very similar to Five Nights at Freddy's, and for somebody that doesn't know a lot about it, hearing him talk about it and talk about the lore and getting really into it made me really excited to watch the movie with him when it comes out. Next up, this is one my wife picked out at Best Buy, and that is Christmas, Bloody Christmas. This movie is insane. I didn't finish it. I only got about halfway through it, and I just got sidetracked with life and stuff. But I do plan on finishing it. But what I have watched, this is just a really good time. So I'm going to read the synopsis for you, and you be the judge. It's Christmas Eve, and fiery record store owner Tori Toombs just wants to get drunk and party until the robotic Santa Claus at a nearby toy store goes haywire and makes her night more than a little complicated. Santa Claus begins a rampant killing spree through the neon-drenched snowscape against the backdrop of drugs, sex, metal, and violence, ultimately forcing Tori into a blood-spattered battle for survival against the ruthless heavy metal Saint Nick himself. You read that and you know you have to watch it. This is Christmas, Bloody Christmas. And this is a Shudder original as well. And this slipcover is gorgeous. Next up, a movie that was kind of an impulse buy. So, fun fact, I knew nothing about this. I don't remember hearing about this. And my wife and I decided we were going to have a movie night one night. And I was like, okay, let's do it. But we have to buy a movie that neither one of us know anything about. And it ended up being Infinity Pool, and I watched it, and I'm gonna be honest, I love Mia Goth, and this has Alexander Skarsgård in it as well. This movie is super weird, but I found it somewhat enjoyable. I can definitely see how it's not for everybody, but you know what, it was interesting, and it was definitely pretty trippy. So yeah, check it out if you're into stuff like that. It was interesting. Next up, probably the release I was the most excited for, Cocaine Bear on Blu-ray. My wife and I watched this on Peacock, watched the documentary, and I had to have it. And it's funny, I actually ended up with 2 copies of this because I had a copy pre-ordered, and I canceled the pre-order because I wasn't going to be here in time. And they shipped it anyway, and it just came late. But I actually bought this on release day, so the second copy is actually used for a giveaway for my wife's business. So if anybody picks it, cool. If not, maybe I'll do a giveaway on here of it. But I do have a sealed second copy of Cocaine Bear. And this movie was a lot of fun. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Next up, another thing from Best Buy that we got here, to complete my Evil of Dead 4K collection. Now, I do already own this movie on Blu-ray, the Screwhead Edition, but I wanted the 4K, and it is the Scream Factory 4K of Army of Darkness. I am so beyond excited for Evil Dead Rise. I cannot wait. I want to see it in theaters. I'm probably not going to be able to, but I do plan on getting it when it comes out. I have been hearing that sadly the US may not be getting a 4K release, but I hope they do because I want Evil Dead Rise on 4K. If I have to have it imported, so be it. But I have all the other movies on 4K. I need Evil Dead Rise on 4K. But yes, this is the Scream Factory Army of Darkness 4K. Cannot wait to dive into it. I've been waiting to get this on 4K before I watch it. So next up, a movie that I was really excited for. I told you guys a brief story about it, and this was the hardest Blu-ray in the world to find for me. It was not available on Amazon for the longest time. My buddy had pre-ordered a copy for me back like 2 weeks before the movie came out in February, and it never came, so he canceled the order. But I finally found it, The Whale, on Blu-ray. Best Buy came in clutch. I think this was like one of the last copies but I just kept seeing it on DVD, and I refused to buy it on DVD. So I finally found the Blu-ray copy, and that makes me so happy. I watched this movie, my wife watched it, and man, is it a heavy emotional ride from beginning to end, but fantastic performance. I can see how Brendan Fraser won an Oscar for it. This movie was incredible. Highly, highly, highly recommend watching this. Now we're going to go ahead and get into these $5 Steelbooks. I was super happy. A lot of them I just picked up because they were $5. First up, Django Unchained. I mean, come on. First of all, this Steelbook is gorgeous. This was a Tarantino film I did not have. I have come across this Steelbook online quite a few times, and I'm just really glad that I waited because this was like the first one that I pulled out of the $5 bin, and I was... My wife can tell you I was like a kid in a candy store when I saw this. I could not believe it. Yeah, I had to. Again, this Steelbook is just gorgeous. Boring inside, but nonetheless, fantastic film. I love that movie. Next up, one that I wasn't sure of, in a movie, again, I've never heard of, but I read the back when my wife and I were standing in Walmart, and I figured I would end up liking it probably, and that is Kin. And this Steelbook is absolutely gorgeous. Now, it does have some little dings and dents in it from Walmart, but honestly, I'm not that person that really cares. It's just going to sit on a shelf and anyway, so I was actually pleasantly surprised, like, the inside artwork with this and everything, plus the digital code. Yeah, I have not watched this movie, but it looks like something that I would like from what I read, so cannot wait to check that out. And then, movies that I really like. I don't know how other people feel about them, but I like them. My wife likes them. We have Divergent. Now, I already own Divergent on regular Blu-ray, but this is the Steelbook. I love this movie, and I think it's really, really good. I actually like all three movies. But yeah, we have Divergent here. There we go. Disc artwork and everything. And then we also have Insurgent. Now, we don't have Allegiant. I'm sure we're going to find it eventually, hopefully. But we have Insurgent here. Again, another really, really good one. And the back of this Steelbook is amazing. Look at that. Love this. And again, guys, $5 Steelbooks at Walmart. Super, super happy to find them. I know that there were some other really good ones. I did find an Uncle Drew one at a different Walmart, but the disc was super loose and I didn't buy it. But next up, this was also in the $5 bin in a movie that I absolutely love and I cannot wait to watch with my wife, and that is Speed, starring Keanu Reeves. And yeah, Sandra Bullock. Yeah, love this movie. This is the one where the bus, like, if it goes below 60 miles an hour, basically, it will explode. So they have to keep the bus over a certain speed or a bunch of people are going to not make it. So yeah, really, really good movie. Super happy to find it for $5. Next up, these were all gifts from my friend Jeff, and they are from Arrow Video. I had a separate video filmed on them, but I just wasn't happy with it, so I'm not going to release it. But I do plan on doing a full Arrow Video collection and kind of going more in depth of the movies. I just need to watch a couple more before I can make that video and make it like seem like I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, these were all from Arrow Video. So we have Children of the Corn right here. Stephen King. Again, love Stephen King. I do want to pick up the book for this as well. Then we have Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes. And then we have the movie with the greatest werewolf transformation scene in movie history, An American Werewolf in London. Love this movie. Watched it a few times when I was young. Kind of crazy. But yeah, no, love that movie. Next up, a movie I'm super excited to watch. We have Weird Science. Cannot wait to check that out. And then a movie that I'm very familiar with because I love true crime and like serial, you-know-whats, serial stabbers, if you want to call them that. This is about one, oh my God, bless me, who was very notorious in the UK at the time, Dennis Nielsen, known as the British Jeffrey Dahmer. Cold Light of Day. And this slipcover is amazing. Look at that. Yeah, I don't want to show you too much. I don't know how YouTube is, but yeah, Cold Light of Day. Story about Dennis Nielsen. And then a movie that I'm also really excited to check out, Deadly Games, with this beautiful slipcover. And there you go. So that is everything that we got for the month of April. Kind of crazy. And we're going into May, which is really, really insane. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel. As always, I'll see you later in another video. Bye-bye.